Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be when the narcissist loses control over you. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So control is one of the instrumental things that the narcissist needs over people. You didn't know this way back when you were in the relationship with them because you thought you were in a kind, loving, stable, healthy relationship. Nothing, and I mean nothing, could have been further from the truth. From the very beginning, when you met the narcissist, they were controlling you. They were controlling who you were with, what you were doing, the clothes you wore, when you would see them, when you wouldn't see them, if they gave you attention, if they didn't. The relationship was littered with the narcissist being in control of virtually everything in that relationship. That's why when you were in these relationships, you lose your identity, you lose your sense of self, and you're doing everything you can to get back to that euphoric / love bomb stage in the beginning of the relationship when you thought everything was puppies and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies, and you thought that you just fell into one of the best relationships on the planet because that's what you were meant to think. Now remember, usually the narcissist wears a mask to hoodwink you, to trick you and trap you into entering these relationships with them. They will promise you the sun, the moon, and the stars, and they will deliver absolutely nothing. Now, the narcissist being in control, they were in control of that relationship. Think about all of the hobbies that you put on hold. Think of all the time you spent with the narcissist. Think of all the things you did for the narcissist. Think of all of the items perhaps you purchased with them, or the trips you took, or what you provided for them. Maybe you sent them through school or university. Maybe you created a business with them. Maybe you signed your house over to them. Yes, I do mean that. Maybe you loaned them money. Who knows what you did, but something pivotal happened in the beginning of that relationship. And one thing led to another, and you were being led down the path to Destructionsville. You were being led down a path that was meant for one, which was you, because the narcissist had led so many other people down that path and or a similar path, meaning all their sources of supply. Each and every person that falls under the spell of the narcissist, they believe in the mask that the narcissist wears to manipulate them and control them. And you were one of those people. I was too. When you don't know what you're up against, meaning narcissism, you can't wrap your head around it. You can't fathom that somebody that you perhaps fell in love with does not and did not and cannot have the ability to fall in love with not only you, but with anybody. And they're a hollow, empty shell. There's nothing to these people. What they do is they look for people who are people pleasers, empaths, people who don't know their value or their worth, and people that don't have boundaries. And they try to get these people stuck in that devaluation stage or the narcissistic fog where you don't know how you got there. What you do know is your life is now topsy-turvy. You're on a roller coaster of emotions. You're in the deep end of destruction. You're in the cesspool of abuse, and you don't know how you got there. And the narcissist is withdrawing from you more and more and more once they know that they have you. Because why? Because they need to be in control. The narcissist keeps many groups or bubbles of people apart from each other. And the narcissist knows that at any moment, anybody could wise up and figure out who they are. And that's why they keep people isolated and separated from each other. Why they do that is because they never know when somebody is going to tell the truth about them or discover who they are or discover actually where they were, and that their whole life and all of their words that they're sharing are nothing but fluff and nonsense and make-believe, most of it at least. Because this is when people usually, when they do understand that the narcissist is just that, a narcissist, and they want to control other people. If they're strong enough, they remove themselves from these relationships. I'll give you an example right now. Let's say you were born into the narcissistic relationship. It's your mom or your dad or your brother or sister. Well, if you're on the channel and you're in the community, you now understand that just because you have relatives that are blood related to you, it doesn't mean that everybody has your best interest at heart, and your family is no different. And maybe some of these people, or maybe even all of the people in your family, who knows, they were looking at you and perhaps attacking you mentally, emotionally, perhaps financially, spiritually. What they did is they looked at you as the beautiful, bright, shining light that I speak about on the channel, because you probably are an empath. You probably are or were the glue that kept the family together, the problem solver, the person that would put their life to the side to solve the family's issues. Well, eventually one day you figured out that Nobody was there for you when perhaps your health took a hit, or you lost your job, or you needed someone to be there for you to give you a ride from the airport, etc. And then you woke up and you said, wait, I've been doing and helping these people out, my immediate family, my whole life, and they're not ever there for me? Ding, 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 there you go. It's a tough pill to swallow, but this happens. And when you understand that, that's when you eventually, at least my hope is, you eventually go no contact and block these people. Now, I know it's a tough pill to swallow with your immediate family, but people have to do this. Maybe not with each and every one of them, but if you can't go no contact or you don't want to, that's fine. Just utilize Grey Rock. Don't give them the attention. And yes, if you want to attend those family functions and holidays, go for it. But you're going to have to be prepared that nothing will change in that setting, because if it hasn't changed at this part of your life, it's not going to change anytime soon. But the narcissist wants control. Think about that, what I mentioned to you right there, holidays. Let's say your parent is the narcissist. Well, they're asking you to come home for the holidays. Why are they doing that? Because they want to learn about you, and they want to guilt you into not being as successful as you believe you are, or why you're not married, or why you are married, or why you don't have kids, or why you do have kids, or why you don't call them, or why you don't visit, or why you don't give them money, etc. All they're doing is trying to chew up your energy and take from you whatever you have, and not give you credit for all the great accomplishments that you've achieved so far in life. This is what the narcissist does, because they want to control your mindset. They want to control what you believe about yourself. That's why so frequently the narcissist, when you're in these relationships, they will put you down and they will say, oh, I was just joking. And you're like, nah, you really weren't joking there. That sounded kind of rough. Well, they will use it under the disguise of joking at times, but they know exactly what they're saying. They're trying to diminish you or demean you or devalue you and your achievements or accomplishments. And that goes with anything from your job, the school you went to, your house, your car, your clothes, anything, your friends. Think about that. With your friends or the people that you surrounded yourself with before you met the narcissist, you probably had many healthy and stable relationships. Well, the narcissist saw these people and they realized that some of these people were smart, and they would probably catch on that the person you were entering the relationship was a narcissist or a toxic person, and they try to drive a wedge between you and any of these friends or family members that you were close with. This is why, this is why the narcissist wants to isolate you. They want to control who you are with. They want to control how you spend your time. They want to control if you see the kids. They want to control if you see the grandkids. They want to control where you're going, who you're with, what you're doing. The narcissist needs people to be pawns and puppets. They need people to never figure out that they are a narcissist. They need people to believe in the mask. They need people to believe that the narcissist knows better about virtually anything than they do. And it doesn't matter what your education, it doesn't matter how many degrees you have, it doesn't matter if you're a world traveler, it doesn't matter who you are. You could own a whole country, you could own a planet, you could own anything, you could have all the money in the world. It will never be enough for the narcissist. They will find a way to throw a monkey wrench into anything that is about you, that you possess or you have. This is exactly how the narcissist slithers away onto new sources of supply. They take what they can from the current source of supply, then they discard those people once they've gotten everything they possibly can. They go on to another new shiny object, which they believe will be better than the previous source of supply, and then they take whatever they can from that person. And let's say that you were discarded or you ended it yourself. Either way, my heart goes out to you. It's not a fun experience to go through the narcissistic cycle, but either way, you're now healing, or you're on the healing path, and you're understanding that you had to go through this relationship, and now you are in control. Now you can block the narcissist. Now you can slow your life down. Now you can buy the clothes you want to. You can buy the bread you want to. You can take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book. You can do whatever you want to, because the narcissist, at least my hope is no longer in your life. And if they're not, that's a good thing. And now you have boundaries. Now you are the educated empath. You are awakened and aware. You understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. These are all instrumental messages that I share with you in virtually every video, because it's true. When you're in the narcissistic relationship, you didn't know what you were doing. You lost your identity to the narcissist. They were in control of you. Think of all the sleepless nights you had. Think of all of the time you waited for the narcissist to text you, or to respond to your text, or to call you, or to have you be waiting for them to pick them up, etc. You were on call. You were the unpaid helper. You were the walking apology. You were the sounding board. You were the person who kept the narcissist regulated when you were in that relationship. That was a job that A, you didn't even know existed, and B, you didn't sign up for, but yet that's what you had to do. You had to deal with the mood swings of the narcissist. You had to deal with the roller coaster of manipulation. You had to deal with a toddler being in control of your life. You had to deal with so many emotions, and you could never figure out what it was. Then one day you got that needle in a haystack, and you typed something into the search engine or the browser or YouTube, and then boom, next thing you know, you're getting educated on the narcissistic abusive cycle, and all the videos or the words you're reading are resonating with you, and they're checking all the boxes, and you're saying, yes, this wasn't me before I met the narcissist. Yes, I did have so many friends. My health was great. I had money in the bank. I was exercising. I was in my hobby groups. I was traveling the world. I was doing so much. And then all of that got put on hold when I met the narcissist. And I began to gain weight or lose weight. My bank account went to zero. My health took a hit. I didn't have any friends or social circle left any longer. My immediate family wouldn't talk to me, and I probably relocated a few times, maybe even halfway around the world, because the narcissist needed me to be isolated away from my support system, and they wanted me to do things for them. They wanted me to be there for them and be on call, but I didn't know it back then. This is how the narcissist controls people's lives. It's how they control people's energy. Think about this. Let's say post-narcissistic relationship. Once you've gone no contact, and let's say you've healed or you are well on the healing path. Well, when you go no contact and you block them, who is in control? It's you. You are in control of your energy. You are in control if you look at the smartphone. You are in control if you read any texts from whomever. The narcissist was in control, and they were controlling how many times you looked at the phone, how quickly you would answer to them, how quickly you would do what they wanted you to do, the endless to-do list, etc. But once you get the wisdom and you get strong enough and you understand that going no contact is the path, then it really puts you back in control of your life. And as I mentioned previously, you can slow your life down and you can really begin to heal or really begin to do the things you want to do, because that relationship almost took you down for the count, but it didn't, because you're here in the community and you're understanding that you are so important, loved, cherished, and valued. This is something the narcissist would never tell you. Think about this one. How many times did the narcissist apologize to you for any wrongdoings or any misgivings or any things that they did that they shouldn't have done? Probably this, unless you ask them, hey, aren't you going to apologize for that? Well, think about this. They were in control of whether they even apologized to you. So what would happen usually? This is probably when you were getting the silent treatment, by the way, but not exclusively. But what would happen is, after a period of time, they would wear you down. It was a battle of attrition, and you would go apologize for something that you didn't do. You would go apologize for their poor behavior. You would go and apologize because the narcissist was controlling you and your energy. They didn't want you to be a beautiful, bright, shining light. They wanted to keep you stuck. So think about that. That's a very simple example, and there are thousands upon thousands of more examples that I could share with you, but the narcissist won't apologize for anything. They want you to apologize for their poor behavior. And this is what they're doing right now wherever they are on the planet. This is what they were doing before they met you. They need to be in control. I shared this with in a video yesterday. I'm going to share it again. At times, the narcissist will say, yep, I can get any of my exes back in a second. They will all always come back to me. Why do you think somebody would say that? Well, one reason would be because they're cocky and arrogant and they're very full of themselves, i.e. a narcissist. But number two is because those people probably are either toxic themselves that they're referring to, or they are people that haven't deduced or figured out that they are in the trauma bond or caught up in the cycle and they're not strong enough. And they are still in communication with the narcissist. I can assure you of that. If the narcissist dropped that line on you, that means the narcissist is either spying on them, or they know what's going on with them, or they're in communication. Because you never really know the narcissist. You thought you did, but you didn't, because you entered a relationship that you weren't prepared for. You entered a relationship that you didn't even know existed, and you were in a relationship that you were being controlled and manipulated. Everything was never good enough for the narcissist when you were in that relationship. Nothing could ever be good enough. The narcissist has a bottomless cup that will never be satiated. It's full of holes, and all it does is the narcissist wants to dump more and more people into that cup, hoping that one day it's going to get filled. It can't. It's impossible. The narcissist is always looking for a perfect source of supply, another new shiny object, another person to abuse and take from, another person to toy with, another person to control. Now think about this one. Before you watched this video, before you understood what narcissism was, and maybe this is your first video. If it is, God bless you. Continue on the path. Continue moving forward each and every day and becoming awakened and aware. But think about what the word control meant to you before you knew what narcissism was. Control was probably, to you, was probably like a remote control for the garage, or a remote control for the TV, or a controller of like a toy car, something like that. But or who is in control of the driving, who's going to be controlling the car, things like that. But you wouldn't be thinking that a person would want to control another person's life. Why would you do that? Why would it even cross your mind? It wouldn't, because you're a stable, healthy person. That's not what the narcissist that's not what the narcissist thinks. They are so shallow and anxiety riddled and hollow. They need to control other people. That's why they get people hooked on them in the beginning of the relationship, and they get them existing in that devaluation stage because they need to control people to feel better about themselves. This is exactly why the cycle goes on and on and on. It just goes around in a loop, but it has to go on without you. Unfortunately, the cycle will continue, but it will continue without you. You cannot be in any narcissistic relationship once you get the wisdom. You need to apply the tools and understand that you are a very fortunate and beautiful, blessed person, and the narcissist does not deserve to see you, hear you, learn anything about you. Let them in the past. Let them just shrivel up and disappear. So control. Think about what the narcissist needs. They need control over virtually anything with anybody in every relationship they are a part of. That goes from their kids to their spouse, to their neighbors, their colleagues, their brothers, their sisters, their moms, their dads, neighbors, co-workers, associates. The narcissist needs control. So when you remove yourself from the relationship, or you finally take control back over, i.e. block them, now you're in a great spot. Now you're living toxicity-free, narcissist-free, and you're beginning to live the abundant life that you were meant to live. Side note, pro tip, if the narcissist has blocked you and you did not block them, you need to block them. Because if they blocked you and you did not block them, that means they are in control. That means they can unblock you at any moment and pop back up and try to enter your life again. Don't trust the narcissist ever. These people only deteriorate over time. They do not improve. Do not believe their words. Do not trust anything that comes out of their mouth, because all they are is trying to get you and consume you and have you thinking about where they are, what they're doing, who they're with, etc. So again, remember, if the narcissist blocked you, you need to block them on every avenue possible, because if you don't, they can unblock you and they can slither back into your life. Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you all. I love you. And control. To us, we don't control people. We don't control relationships. We live freely. Our beautiful, bright, shining lights are meant to be experienced, doing what we want, when we want, with whom we want. We don't want to be, and we shouldn't be, under the thumb of a narcissist or any person. The narcissist needs control. And if you need to control somebody else in life, that's a pitiful existence. But that's what the narcissist does. That's why they are very, very shallow, hollow. And that is exactly why they are an anxiety-riddled and toxic person. Run from the hills from these people. I love you all. God bless you. And it's chilly. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye, guys. It is cold.